So guys, this here is a build that we're going to be busy with. This is something out of the ordinary, not something that we do all the time. This is going to be a spin car. So we're building Tino's spin car. That's going to have a non-Vanos M50 motor in it. I'll be doing a full feature on the motor and stuff like that as well. Motor-wise, we're going M50 B25. So instead of just dumping in a normal multi-valve in your stock standard multi-valve, which is already powerful for these cars here, we are thinking of playing with something a bit different here. So we've taken the motor apart already and we've done some research to see what we can do, what we can't do, and stuff like that. What we're deciding on doing, right, is keeping the bottom end stock standard. Obviously, we're gonna lighten it up a little bit. I'll send it for lightening, I'll send it for balancing, but we're gonna keep it basically the standard bore and stroke. However, we are gonna be working on the head, so we're gonna be using a non-varnish head. Cam durations, we're going smaller on the exhaust side cam, just to keep some back pressure, and we're going with a little bit higher degree uh, intake cam. So if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a 262 on the exhaust side. That'll be the duration on the exhaust side, and a 268. Right. So 268. Using the standard piston, I think the lift will be fine for that. We are gonna gas low. We are gonna port the head, and we are gonna work on the valves as well. And then from there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a set of E36 3-liter M3 throttles on it with a custom branch. The branch will also be based on how much back pressure we need and how much flow we need as well. And I think we're gonna run it with a single box on it. Then obviously dictate the management, and this is where the managements are good for it as to the airflows or the standard ECUs. Because then we've got the limiters in place, we've got the launch controls that the spinners want, that'll be in place there. So the dictator is going to allow us to tune it where we want it and how we want it. We're not really looking for drivability or anything of the sort, as the car is going to live in the rear range. As for compression ratio, we'll do compression high check, and we're going to see. I don't know as yet. I don't know as yet how we're going to lift the compression up and to what ratio we're going to lift it up at. So we're still busy playing on that. I'm gonna update you guys as well on it. The nice thing will be is we're keeping it the standard bow and stroke, right? So it'll maintain the B25 displacement, but we're trying to extract all the power from the head. So hence meaning that we want to keep the reliability aspect from the motor, but still pull power out and retrieve the power from the head. I would like to see what it does on a dyno, how the car performs. With it being lighter, should be, with the motor being lighter or the bottom end being lighter and balanced, we should be able to rev up faster, rev up cleaner. The durations on the cams will allow us as well to rev up faster. Or to actually, hold on, let me say this again. So anyway, we're going to lighten the motor, we're going to balance the motor, right? That allows us to rev up faster, rev up cleaner, because there's less friction in the block with the weights chunking into the oil. And then we've got the cam to work with that. So what's going to happen is you got items working hand in hand to make the power from the motor and make sure that the motor runs smoothly. Injector sizes is that we're going to play around with the sizing. I don't think that we're going to go too big. We might even use the B28 injectors, the pink injectors. We don't need to go that big because it's an aspirated motor. However, we are going to see what fuel we're going to run. So that the fueling will obviously depend on the compression ratio that we opt for. So I will be doing a solid run through on how, especially putting the motor together for this car, and then we will do dyno runs and so on like that. I would like to see how this car performs. From aesthetics, what we're going to do is we're just going to get a roll cage into this car. So we're going to do a mild roll cage, very semi-roll cage. We're not going to go through the whole body and so on like that. From suspension point, we're just going to stiffen the suspension up. We're going to drop the car a little bit lower. Drop the car a little bit lower. I'm going to strap the suspension up quite tight. So what's going to happen is it's not going to allow you any roll. Remember, it's a spin car, it's not a race car. So we don't need any sort of roll on this vehicle. We want it to glide. So we're going to play around with that. And then the exhaust, I don't know. Because it's got a center, one box basically, let it come out through the side. or maybe through this area here. We'll see. We'll play around with it. So anyway, this is Tino's build here. Just like, subscribe, and share our channel. Keep up with the updates. I will, within the next week or so, I will update again on how far we are with the motor and especially on the throttle setup. Cheers, guys.